got to look at RJ, man. Got to look at young Rowan Barrett, 17-6 on the campaign. Came out slow after a hot preseason, shooting in the preseason. Came out slow. You had people questioning what's going on with him. You know, the slander, talking about sent him to the G League like desperation time. You know, not even 20 games in, and people were panicking. But he's had some good stretches, man. I think the Golden State game to me really sticks out as probably his best game of the season. And 74% from the free throw line. To me, that's been most encouraging, coming from 60% last year. Wanted to see that improve because we knew his bread and butter is going to be getting to that basket, and we knew Tibbs is going to utilize him that way. So for him to get there and get those free points, it makes me more comfortable with his role and not having to really, rely on him as a 3-point shooter, because I don't think he's ever really going to get there consistently. But to see him get to the stripe, knock those down at a good clip, I love it. And secondly, with RJ, facilitating. I love him as a facilitator in this offense. Definitely want to see more as the season progresses. But as I said, I look at that Golden State game and how Tibbs utilized him, and it was excellent, man. What's your thoughts on how RJ's been playing so far?
I love that last part was the part I was going to add, because of course I've been very excited about him from when we drafted him, and of course I was getting attacked because like, oh man, this RJ Barrett guy is playing a good third overall pick. CK, you don't know, he's a G Leaguer, blah blah blah, and overreacting as we do. But he's had a great season. We're seeing him jump up in a lot of numbers, but the two biggest things are the rebounding and those free throws. Like those are things that you're just seeing. As a 20-year-old kid, the growth of his game overall, I'm not really that worried about the three-point shooting. I think at some point maybe he can have it where he's open, he hits it, like that's fine. But what I love is that I'm gonna go back to probably like the Brooklyn game is probably when I feel like that's when he turned it around. He's been doing pretty solid ever since then. Whereas you see him attacking the rim and looking to get others more involved, and that's who RJ Barrett really truly is, and that's why he's been having this stretch of games, like you said, more notably the Golden State game. He's 20, man, and he's improving each and every game, and there's still so much that's yet to come. The defense is another thing I don't think we're talking enough about when it comes to RJ Barrett. There's so many things that he's just doing so well. But yeah, the very last thing you said is the thing that I want more of. I think we saw that. We saw it at the beginning of the Portland game, and we saw it a little bit in that Utah game where you saw RJ was running the ball a little bit more in the Alfred Payne, and I like that because that's where I feel like you're seeing the most out of what RJ Barrett can truly do. He's great around the rim, great inside scorer. We get that, but his facilitating is just so slept on, and we don't get to see that enough. So I want to see more of that as the season goes on. That's what I'm looking at.
And that's one of the things why I never really, panicked when he was going through the shooting slump, was because he does other things to impact the team in terms of winning. It's not like Kev, and salute to Kev, because I'm a big Kev fan. But when Kev's not shooting, yes, his defensive activity is good, but he's not really contributing elsewhere. At least with RJ, he's going to get on the boards. He's still going to get to the line, and he's going to facilitate. Doesn't turn the ball over that much either. And so I think there's still areas of the game that he's going to impact, and we just got to have patience with RJ. But Macri, over to you, man. What's been your takes on year 2 of Rowan Barrett?
Yeah, I mean, so a couple. I'm going to steal from my my Friday newsletter. There's 2 players in the league this year that are 6'6" or under, that are top 5 offensive rebounds per game and total rebounds per game, and it's Barrett and Keldon Johnson in San Antonio. Last 7 games, or actually it might be 8 games, among 196 NBA players who've taken at least 3 3-pointers per game. RJ's 8th in conversion rate. He's hit 52% of those, which is just like, if you would have said that during either what was it, 0 for 21 or 1 for
0 for 21.
But
it's the first game.
He didn't let it get to him, and that's the thing I think you come back to. And I know myself, I get caught in the trap with Barrett where I'm like, okay, where's the elite skill? Where's the elite skill that if everything else is breaking down, he could rely on that as the thing that's going to set up every other part of his game? And I think where we need to start to move to is, because his whole game is so well-rounded, he doesn't necessarily need that elite skill. And I say that with the realization that he does do two things as well as anyone. Get to the line, and he's now converting those looks, and he gets to the rim.
Yeah.
Now, which is why I think of everything that we could talk about with Barrett, his numbers around the basket, specifically over the last, I feel like it's been 5, 6, 7 games, it's really started to turn around, because that was the thing that always worried me. Is like, okay, the guy can get to the basket, but if he can't convert around there, you know, where's the domino effect, right?
Yeah.
And I think the move he put on Gobert, and I know a few people have highlighted it where he just whizzed past him. Like that, to me, single most impressive play for me for the entire year. Awesome stuff.
Snake dribble, kept him off guard. That was nice, man. Real nice. And I was showing the replay of the jab step on Buddy Hield.
I was
he pulled the jab step out the Arsenal, man. Come on, bro.
I loved it.
Mid-range is where I want to see him perfecting his game, man, and I think he's got a ways to go. David, you know, you've kind of taught shooting and the art of shooting, and we know that that's something that he worked on with his trainer in Drew Hanlon. Have you noticed any differences in RJ's shot mechanics this year?
RJ Barrett, good? Who? I wonder who said that. I'm gonna take my bias out of this. Man, RJ, I love RJ. That's my man. But his shooting, yes. Mechanics wise, he's getting rid of the ball. He doesn't have that little bit of a hitch. You know, his palm's not flat with the ball. You know, he's able to spread his fingertips. He's going up with more, and I'm trying to use this word as much as possible with this team, confidence, because there were times last year where, I mean, as aggressive as RJ is going to the basket, there were times where he might have, you know, looked off a shot or two just because he was trying to find a better shot per se. You know, RJ's, you know, trying to be more aggressive, and he's comfortable, and, you know, just like Macri pointed out, you know, he's converting when he gets to the free throw line. He's confident there. The release is the same at the free throw line that it is on a jump shot. And that's something that I was really looking to see from him this year, because most of the times when guys get in their own heads, you know this, they change routines. They try to, you know, fidget with the ball. They do a little bit too much. But RJ has done a lot in terms of his mechanics and working on that shot with Drew. And I'm tremendously happy and proud for him.